Girlfriend's eating habits have changed. I suspect she may have an eating disorder, but she won't communicate with me about it. My girlfriend and I have been together for almost 3 years. I've never had issues coming. In fact, I would always finish too fast. But about 3 months ago, I've been having issues finishing. At first, it would just take me a little longer to finish, but now I can't finish at all. I don't know what changed. I'm still very attracted to her and I love her with all my heart. I can tell it's taking a toll on her and she feels like she's doing something wrong. It's actually affecting our relationship because she thinks I'm hiding something from her. She thinks I either am not attracted to her, I masturbate too much, I watch porn, she's not good in bed, I'm cheating on her, or I think she's loose. All of those things are obviously not true, but it's like she doesn't believe me. It sometimes puts a lot of pressure on me because I can't 100% relax if all I think about is to come for my girlfriend. And honestly, I don't really care if I finish or not, all I want is to make her feel good. And I tried to tell her that, but she says she doesn't understand what changed with me. She says it doesn't make sense that I can't come at all anymore. And honestly, I don't know too. Now she barely wants to have sex because she says that it just makes her feel like I'm using her body to masturbate and that I'm just like every other man. When she told me this, it genuinely hurt because it couldn't be further from the truth and I couldn't believe that after all this time together she thought I could do something like this. I don't know what to do. Every time I try to talk about it, she shuts me down because she thinks I'm lying to her. We ended up having a real fight about this the other day and she ended up crying saying that I don't think she's pretty and she stormed out. We're perfect in every other aspect and I don't want to throw away 3 years for this. I can understand how she feels from her perspective. That's why I'm asking, how can I make her believe that I truly don't know what's going on with me? Has any other man dealt with something like this? Any major change to any bodily function should be seen by a doctor. Delaying while wondering what's happening is not going to fix it. Did you start taking antidepressants or another prescription recently? Some of them cause anorgasmia, not coming. Medical professional here. Get checked out by a doctor to make sure there's nothing physically wrong. Also, a lot of these types of issues can be related to mental health, i.e. anxiety, depression, increased stress from life. Sounds like you have got inside your own head with this one. Now you are overthinking and worrying and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It can be really difficult to break this cycle and her attitude absolutely will not help. Maybe see a doctor for advice and try not to worry. Easy to say, I know. Yay. For about 3 months with my girlfriend, now wife, I had an issue with losing my erection during sex. It started off as a one-time thing, but when it happened a second time, she got self-conscious and frustrated, and I was embarrassed, and it spiraled from there. It got to the point where I was dreading sex because then I'd have to focus on this not happening and then, obviously, that causes it to happen. It wasn't until she talked to her friends about it, with my permission because it was a delicate situation, and they said it happens to most guys on occasion and the best thing to do is not make a big deal about it, lest he get in his own head and cause a self-fulfilling prophecy. Once she got that outside perspective, she stopped getting upset, which made me feel less pressure, and it all went away, almost immediately. Hello, my girlfriend and I have been dating for 3 years, and I have been having suspicions that she might be starving herself or at least has an eating disorder. We moved in together, about a year ago, so I learned her routine pretty quickly. However, I've noticed some changes. A few examples: when she makes food, she never makes any for herself. When I ask her where her plate is, she says that she already ate. When I offer to share mine, she says no. If I insist, she takes the tiniest bite and says she's full, but then I hear her stomach growling a few hours later. Or, if we share a sandwich, she always takes the smallest half. Sometimes it's noticeably smaller, and when I mention it, she gets nervous and tries to change the subject. She's been vomiting a lot lately, and I'm scared that she's making herself throw up. She doesn't seem to have any other symptoms besides vomiting, and when I ask her if something is wrong, she says she doesn't know. Her vomiting doesn't seem real. One time I heard her making a lot of gagging noises and coughing, as if she was forcing it. I'm really scared for her. Some of her pants are looking a little loose on her now. Again, maybe it's normal, but I don't know. I talked briefly to my sister about it, and she said that I was imagining things. But I know my girlfriend. I live with her. I feel like she's going through something right under my nose, and I'm too blind to see it. One time, I planned a little date and cooked something for us. I told her I wanted to try a recipe I saw online. I wanted to eat it with her while watching a movie, but she said, "Oh no, sorry, I already ate before coming." I knew she was lying because she couldn't look me in the eyes. I told her that I thought we would eat together, and she said she forgot and that she's trying to cut out dairy, so she wouldn't have eaten it anyway. Again, lies. I dropped it because I didn't want to fight, so we just watched the movie in mostly silence. I heard her stomach growl a couple of times, and she just drank water. I was getting so irritated because I had food prepared for both of us, so why not just eat? We went to sleep, and I woke up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom and found her eating the food I had made earlier. Why is she ashamed to eat in front of me? I have never done or said anything to make her insecure about her body or her weight. I don't understand. She's always preaching communication, so why not communicate with me? Am I imagining things? Also, she's been pressing me about going to the gym with her and making her a workout plan. Again, maybe she's just trying to get into fitness, but with everything else, I'm scared it's something worse. If she is starving herself, how do I approach this conversation with her? Has anyone else dealt with something like this? How did it end? Thank you. As someone who had an eating disorder, all of this fits. It sounds like talking to her isn't working, but maybe offering couples therapy or bringing your concerns to her family if you're close with them. It can get dangerous fast. It's good she has you to be there and try and help. Yeah, she has an eating disorder. Talk to her about it. Who cares if you fight about it? She needs help, so find her help. I tried. One time, I told her that I miss eating with her and I felt like I never really see her anymore, and she acted like I was some weirdo. She was like, "Why do you care so much? That's weird, mind your business." I don't know what to do. You have to understand, Ed, are incredibly embarrassing, and it causes emotional pain and distress to be blindsided with those comments all the time. If she does have an Ed, you constantly bringing it up and getting frustrated with her isn't going to get her to open up to you. I'd suggest having a distraction-free sit down. Don't ask her any questions, don't pressure her to open up, just let her know you've noticed certain behaviors and that you're there for her if she wants to talk about it or work through it. Eating disorders are a mental illness, and cause the most deaths out of all mental illnesses. Don't treat her like an attention-seeking Tina. You're not saying you are, but it happens to us a lot, and don't invalidate whatever opinions she holds of herself. She won't get better by constantly being confronted. She'll get better when she chooses to, and no one on this planet can make her choose that. Just offer your support, and since you live together, offer to meal prep and whatnot with her. I also suggest heading over to the various Ed subreddits. We've got a wonderful community of those suffering from Ed that answer these exact questions all the time. I've had all the different types of eating disorders at different times in my life. I still struggle with one now. I will say that we will do anything to keep from admitting it, and it sounds like she's going through one, if not multiple, eating disorders. Please take this with a grain of salt, but I just wanted to share some tips on what was helpful for me while battling it. 1. Having food around, but not making me eat it at a designated time. You mentioned she ate leftovers later that night. That's something I would do too, but I'd try to fight it off as long as I can too. Please do not point out the weight loss, or mention she looks skinny. I would see that as a win and that I should keep doing what I'm doing because it's working. 3. Keep safe snacks around the house, even if that's some low-calorie or healthier options, so she feels better eating. We're just trying to get her to eat. 4. Tell her the throwing up is so concerning that you're going to insist she goes to the doctor if it doesn't get better soon, because it could be a sign of something more serious, and you want to make sure she's okay. This might prevent the purging a bit. 5. Tell her how beautiful and amazing she is. Seriously. And ask her if she's doing okay emotionally because she doesn't seem like herself. I hope this helps. Sending love to both of you. Update 1. Hello, I made a post a couple of days ago regarding my girlfriend's eating disorder. I ended up having a conversation with her yesterday, and here's how it went down. I told her yesterday morning not to make any plans for that night because I wanted to do something with her. When she came home, I acted as if everything was normal. Not going to lie, I was scared at first because she seems so on guard these days. Every time I tried to talk about this, she would always shut it down or just leave, so I was scared she would do that again. I read some comments saying not to bring up her physical appearance because it could be seen as a win in her eyes, so I really tried not to do that. I ended up saying something like, "Baby, I want to talk to you because I've noticed certain behaviors, and I'm worried about you. But I just want to start off by saying that I love you more than life, and that's why I really want to solve this because I truly want to spend the rest of my life with you. But I've noticed that you haven't been eating a lot lately, and it's really worrying me. I know we've talked about this before, but I really want to have a conversation about it right now because I love you so much, and I'm scared for you. It's not weird that I care about you eating. I'm getting scared that something will happen to you because not eating and making yourself throw up can seriously affect your health. I am not trying to fight with you, but I feel like if we're in a relationship, I should and have to bring up my concerns when there's something. Will you please help me understand what's going on? I love you more than anything, please just help me help you." She said I was making a big deal out of nothing and that she was fine. I said that in our 3 years of dating, I had never seen her act like this, and she said, "Well, of course, I'm not going to be the same at 20 and at 23, I said, "Please just talk to me and tell me what's going on." She was quiet for a little bit and then said, "Do you think I look skinnier?" I didn't know what to say. Again, some people said not to tell her if I noticed her weight loss, but then I didn't want to lie to her. I said I didn't know and that I didn't notice those kinds of things. I then said that her throwing up was concerning too, and I felt like she did it secretly as if she was doing it on purpose. I followed with, "I just want to help you, please," and she blurted out, "I know you don't find me attractive anymore." I was speechless, not going to lie, because it's not true, and she just started crying like I've never seen her cry before. She was inconsolable. She eventually told me that she knew we had bedroom issues because of my lack of attraction to her. Context: I've had issues coming, and it strained our relationship a bit. We had a serious talk about it. I got an appointment with a urologist, and I thought we had moved past it. She said that she knew I wasn't able to come because I thought she was ugly and fat. I was so confused. She even pulled up examples that I had no idea about. She said that 3 or 4 months ago, we were having sex, and when I was about to finish, I apparently glanced at her stomach, and it made me not able to come. I reassured her that this was completely false and that I might have a medical issue, but I love her body and her face, and I think she's the prettiest woman I've ever laid eyes on. She was like, "Stop lying." She then revealed that she didn't even want to get skinny and that she's doing all of this for me. I didn't know what to say. I've never been in those types of situations. I just held her as she was crying in my arms, and at this point, I was crying too. I just repeated that I love her and that I'm here for her. She was crying so hard. She fell asleep in my arms. While she was sleeping, I started looking up couples therapists and eating disorder therapists. When she woke up, she looked happier. She still wasn't eating, but she seemed less reserved. And here I am now. I saw a comment suggesting that I should buy low-calorie snacks just to get her to eat, but I'm scared. Just finally having that conversation was hard, but now getting her to eat is a different story. Same with therapy. I don't know if she'll blow up at that suggestion. I called in sick at work just to spend time with her. I will try to eventually convince her to go to therapy, but for now, I don't know. Thank you, everyone, for commenting. You all helped so much. You did amazing. What a shock to hear she thought you wanted this. It must have hurt. This will be a long journey, but it sounds like you are looking up the right things. Sending love and healing. I know I haven't stopped thinking about this. I'm trying to think about every conversation I've ever had with her, and I literally cannot think of a single thing I've said or done to let her think I don't like her body. Thank you for the support. This means a lot to me. I've struggled with anorexia for 16 years, started when I was 14. Your conversation was beautiful. Please call a physician for further assistance. She may need to go into a facility to get her behaviors back in check. Do not force regular foods. This can cause more issues than beneficial. Start with protein shakes and smoothies. Liquids that are packed with nutrition. You are not overreacting. Please do not buy her snacks/food of any kind as part of your discussions about health or weight without the advice of a professional. I am not talking about buying your usual groceries or buying her a salad at lunch, but don't become part of her food/ed choices. If you start showing a preference for what she should eat even out of the best intentions, which you very clearly have, it could influence her in a destructive way. She has already interpreted your own health issue as having to do with her weight, which it does not. If you were to say, "Here, eat this snack," it can be hard to know how her ed will process that. It will be much easier on you to take advice from a professional, as you can be part of a solution and go about it in a way that is part of a plan. Good luck and keep communicating. Hey, I am a therapist and this is by no means medical advice, but just information to help you look things up or reach out to professionals. You're not going to be able to help her with this on your own. Eating disorders are on a similar level as addiction. Buying her diet snacks to see if she will eat them is not going to help, unfortunately. And many people with ed cannot believe others don't see them how they see themselves. You could reassure her 100 times and she will stop believing you again and need 100 more. You should still say reassuring things, but just trying to point out it will not fix what is going on. I didn't see your first post. But if she is not eating much, you are right to be scared. She can do damage to her organs and she can cause a strain on her heart. She may be restricting so much now that food gives her stomach aches, so then it creates an even worse cycle. Look up eating disorder treatment centers in your area. Many do take insurance. You could try calling them yourself to ask for suggestions for how to intervene with her. She may not need a full inpatient treatment type of situation, but she may. You can also call 988, that is the crisis helpline, to see if they have any suggestions. I am not an eating disorder expert, so even I have to seek experts when I have a client presenting with these symptoms. It is possible to accidentally reinforce the cycle when trying to help, so it is best to seek specialists, not just any therapist. Eating disorders cause really distorted thinking. That's why she was saying it's not a big deal, but also crying because she is convinced you find her disgusting. If she has supportive friends or family members that she trusts, you could also try letting one of them know what is going on and try and support her together. I wish I had more advice than this, but I am really glad you see this as being really important to address. Make sure you get your own support as you move forward in helping her. Don't try and do it alone.